In 2023, a 19-year-old girl named Madison Russo posted a photo from a hospital bed. Breathing tube in her nose, IV in her hand. In the caption, she said, she had leukemia, pancreatic cancer, and a devastating tumor. Within weeks, more than 400 strangers opened their wallets, and she raised $39,000 in total. Stay strong, hold on, the comments say. But then, a nurse noticed something. The IV was in the wrong place, the breathing tube was a medical grade. She discovered that everything was fake. But she didn't fake randomly, she studied us. She knew exactly what kind of pain would gain her comments and reposts. A hospital bed, a breathing tube, and the word cancer. And the scariest part is this, just like Pavlov's dogs, we automatically rewarded it. Online, pain doesn't have to be true to spread. It spreads when it's emotional enough. In 2017, a penis study found that just one extra moral emotional post can increase a post retweets by 17%. That is the pain addition. Pain itself is not enough. It has to be packaged, performed, and emotional enough before I believe it. In this market, we do not reward the most desperate pain. We reward the pain that is easier to cry to, even when it's fake. And what we ignore are those real patients with real sufferings. So today, I want to expose this pain addition, how our reactions reward fake pain, force real pain to perform, and how we can stop paying for it. On the internet, the fastest way to be seen isn't to be real. It is to be emotional. In 2025, a penis nexus study found that anger rose from 52% to 62% when algorithms choose what users see. See, the algorithm doesn't ask, is this true? It asks, will this keep us watching? But here comes the most uncomfortable question. Who taught this to the algorithm? We did. The algorithm is a mirror reflecting our reactions. In 2025, a social scientist, John R. Berger, found that when anger rose from 52% to 62%, people gave more than 30% of views. And that 30% is telling the algorithm, I like it. So they learn it and push it back to us. This forms a vicious circle. Stronger emotion, more reaction. More reaction, bigger reach. And reach turns into followers, sponsorships, and public funding. When pain becomes the addition, creators learn to perform pain for the stage. Madison Russo raised $39,000, and all it took was a few fake pictures. And as more and more people shared their pain and emotions online, we kept giving sympathy. But what did we get in return? We got lies, many lies. So our trust was drained, and we became hard to convince. We started doubting, is this true or another Madison Russo? In 2024, a study from the University of Zaragoza shows that when scandals goes public, donations drop by around 7 to 9%. And the result? Real patients are forced into a cruel pain addition. They don't just have to suffer, they have to prove to us that their suffering is real. They needed captions, heartbreaking captions, and photos convincing enough to prove to us, yes, they're truly suffering from the pain. In 2021, Fu Guozhang's team found that wording changes success. Pictures, negative emotions, and even naming the disease mattered. And when campaigns used cancer-related pictures, people gave more than twice as much. See, pain itself is not enough. Pain has to addition. A pain has to take the right picture, write the right story, and perform right enough to earn our trust. What is this? Healthcare or America's Got Patience? In the audition of suffering, when we try to make pain become auditions, sometimes we see that pain works as commodities. Last October, a friend sent me a photo of breast cancer. Pink ribbon, big warning. 1 in 8 women will develop breast cancer in their lifetime. I'm only 15, but I still froze. And gradually, I realized the seriousness of breast cancer. In 2023, Americans projected to see 124,000 deaths, so deadly that it may be one of the deadliest diseases ever. But it isn't. There's another disease that is projected to kill 124,990 Americans, almost 3 times as much as breast cancer. And that is lung cancer. But in reality, the story flips. Breast cancer is associated with emotional products. Pink ribbons, pink products. KFC sold pink buckets of fried chickens, and Burger Hughes sold pink oil drills. Seriously, are we performing breast cancer surgery with oil drills now? When pain addiction becomes a market, pain becomes a product. And these products gave us feelings. I buy, I care. But now, look at lung cancer. No product, no slogan, no one say, I join, I care. Instead, we ask, do you smoke? In the addition of suffering, a louder story beats a larger death toll. As we can see, visibility does not always equal to severity. And as we treat diseases differently, some get our love, while others get our blame. And this love is not only about reactions, it's also about resources. Some diseases tell better tearful stories so they gain more trust. And soon, those trusts become reactions that later turns into media coverages, donors, campaigns, and even advocates in Congress. While the other diseases, they only have patients and pains. But here's the part I didn't want to admit, that we are now outside this audition. We are the judges. We like to believe that the problem's simple. Bad people learn how to lie, algorithms learn how to push exaggeration, and companies learn how to sell compassion. But we rarely ask, who taught them? Madison Russo learned that pain worked on us. The algorithm learned that pain spread through us. And real patients learn that pain can work for us. If they all learn it from us, how can we still call ourselves innocent? It is time to break down this emotional commodification. First, judge truth before tears. The algorithm learned from our reactions, so once we stop rewarding fake pain, the algorithm will stop too. So the next time you see a tearful story so painful that you almost click repost, stop, pause, trace the source, and ask yourself, am I helping the truth or am I just enjoying a show? You can use fact-checking tools like Snopes or Reuters Fact Checker to confirm it, because every fake pain we reward makes the next real patient suffering harder. Second, judge need beyond noise. Not every real suffering comes with a pink ribbon, a viral video, or a story we knew how to cry for. Some pain doesn't know how to market itself, but being quiet doesn't mean painless. Take sickle cell disease. 7 million people globally diagnosed with it. But instead of care, many were suspected of drug seeking. Quiet pain is not weaker pain. It is pain without a stage. I keep thinking about Madison Russo. The IV was fake. The breathing tube was fake. The cancer was fake. But our reaction was real. And somewhere else in the world, a patient lies in a real hospital bed with lung cancer. Her IV is real, Her breathing tube is real, but her story is too quiet to go viral. That is the pain addition. A fake pain can be remembered, while a real pain has two addition. But pain should not need a stage, and truth should not need applause. Thank you.